All right, my friends, let's begin today learning the Torah portion of Ve'et Hanan. Moses is speaking to the Jewish people, and he's telling them how much he suffered because of them and how they should learn from it. And he tells the Jewish people, Ve'et Hanan and Hashem, El Hashem, I begged God, Be'etahi, at that time. What time? We'll see in a moment. Le'emor, and I said to God, Hashem Elohim, God, Lord, you began to show your servant, in other words, himself, Moses, and God, your greatness with Yadchaz Chazaka and your powerful hand. Asher Mikil b'Shamayim b'Vortz, who is like you, a power in the heavens and earth. The word El is a name of God, but it also means a power. Asher Yat Sekam, whoa, that can do your deeds and your powerful accomplishments. Evra na, let me go, please, let me go across Eretz Tova and show this good land, Asher Be'Ivar Yarden, that's on the other side of the Jordan River. Hara Tova Zev HaLevanon, this good mountain and the Levonon. We'll see what the Levonon is in a moment. Let's just do the first couple of sentences and then Vayitaber Hashem bi, and God got mad at me, Lamanachem, because of you. V'lo Shema Alai, and he didn't listen to me. Vayomer Hashem Alai, and God said to me, and Moses is telling the Jewish people, God said to me, Ravlach, enough. Al Tosef Daber Alai, don't continue to speak to me about the Varazan, this thing. What's happening over here? God told Moses that he's not going to enter the land of Israel. And Moses is still hoping, Moshe is still hoping, maybe God will change his mind. And God said, no way. Don't even talk to me about this anymore. Go to the top of this mountain, Saninecha, and lift up your eyes to the west, to the north, to the south, to the east. See with your eyes, because you're not going to go across this river. Even more, command Joshua, Yoshua, and encourage him and give him power. He's going to go across in front of these people, and he will guide them. And lead them to conquer at the Eretz, this land that you're going to see. Anesha Bagai, and we were sitting in a valley, Mul Beit Peor, opposite this place, which is called Beit Peor, which is a place of idolatry. Let's go back a little bit and look at Rashi, maybe some of the other commentaries. Oh, I'm sorry. What language is this Hanan? In Hebrew, in English, I'm sorry, it'll be translated that like God beseeched, Moses beseeched God. He et Hanan, he pleaded with God. Rashi says a little bit deeper. In Chanun, the word Chanun, et Hanan, only means matnat chinam, asking for a free gift. And Moses was asking God for a handout. Even though the tzaddikim, the righteous Jews, they can demand repayment. Ein Mevakshim made a makom, but nevertheless they do not ask from God elam matnat chinam, a free gift. The Shomer, because it said v'chanoti ad asher achen, when Moses requested from God to forgive the Jewish people because of the golden calf. So God said, I'll forgive whoever I want to. What does this mean? Excuse me. What's the difference between a tzaddik, a totally righteous, holy Jew, and a regular, normal person? What's the difference? A regular, normal person, he does good deeds. And if he goes out of the normal, makes a big effort, so he deserves a reward, which is true. But tzaddikim are people that everything they do and everything they say, everything they feel, they know that it's a big miracle. That God is keeping us alive every moment, that God doesn't owe us anything. So, but tzaddikim, they feel this tremendous kindness of God and love of God all the time. And that's why a tzaddik is a person that he loves God unconditionally. And why it's impossible, a true tzaddik, it's impossible for even to consider to do a sin. Because a sin is the opposite of God, an opposite of God's will. And a tzaddik is a person that he feels that his whole entire being is just a free gift from God, that he owes God everything, and God doesn't owe him anything. So here's the same exact thing. Moses is asking God, let me in the land of Israel. Why? God already said you're not going to go in. So he said, free gift. Davar acher, another explanation. This is another, just it happens to be another expression of prayer. Like it says in the book Sifri. The word techina means, it doesn't necessarily mean a different type of prayer. Moses just asked God, prayed to God, please. Why all of a sudden now, Beitai, la'achar after shekevashti, Eretz Sichon ba'og. Remember last week, 2 weeks ago, Moses, he conquered the land of Sichon and Og. After he conquered them, so now they got much more much more Israel than they thought. God lined it out what were the boundaries of Israel supposed to be, and it was supposed to be up to the Jordan River. And now they conquered these sides, which are the other side of the Jordan River. So Moses thought, well, maybe it was Lachar Kavashti. I thought maybe God rescinded his decree. God made a vow and said, Moses, you're not going to go into the land of Israel. So now God gave them more of the land of Israel than was promised. So we thought, well, maybe, God he's let me in a little bit into Israel. I mean, we're standing on the other side of the Jordan, and we just conquered that for us. So that's sort of like Israel. And in fact, those lands will belong to Israel in the days of the Moshiach. Right? They were promised to Abraham, and God only gave 7 of them to Moses. But here they're conquering. Moses said, "What? Look, God is letting us have these lands also. So maybe God's in a good mood, and He's going to forget about His previous decisions." Moses said, "Etchanan al Hashem be'itahi." Lay more. What does it mean, lay more? To say. So you say, okay, Moses, this is, in other words, Moses said, I spoke to God and I said, lay more, and this is what I said. But really, this word is sort of extra. What do you mean I said? Of course, this is what he said. He says, this is one of the 3 places. Other places, there's 4. That Moses said in front of God, I'm not going to leave you alone until you let me know if you're going to fill my desire or not. Right? If you're going to another time was with Miriam, when Miriam got punished, and God said, and Moses said, please heal her, please heal her. And Moses, when he requested from God to heal the to save the Jewish people, Mount Sinai. Anyway, there were 4 places altogether, and this is one of the places. Okay. He said, what does it mean? You see your powerful hand. You have begun to show it, and your powerful hand. Moses said, you begin to show your power. What does it mean, powerful hand? Your powerful hand means that you can change the world. L'shanot teva, to change the world, that everything depends on you. And the only reason you did this, all these changes that you made in the world, these big miracles, you only did in order to bring the Jews into the land of Israel, right? You made these amazing changes. You brought bread from heaven. You never did it before. Water from a rock. The only reason you did this was to take the Jews into Israel. Therefore, you should lishtadel bekiyum v'shavtem, that they're dwelling in it. Let me go in with them so that I can assist in the settling of the land of Israel. You have the power to do Hashem Elokim. What's Hashem Elokim? Hashem is mercy. That's the name of God. Elokim. I'm sorry. It says Hashem Elokim Rachum Badin, that He is merciful in judgment. This name Elokim, usually this is the name of mercy of God. Yud Kei Vav Kei. But when it's punctuated like this, you don't pronounce it Adonai. You pronounce it Elohim. So it says Adonai Elohim. So these are both names of God. But here it means my master. And here, the second name is used to show that God is merciful even in judgment. The name Yud Kei Vav Kei is merciful, and Elohim is judgment. And so in other words, you've judged me and said, I'm not going to go to the land of Israel. Have a little mercy also. You have begun to show your servant Patach Liot Omer Umitpalel. He's prayed, even though that God, you made a decree. Omer Loi said, Mimcha Lamarati, I learned from you, God. She'amarta Ali, you said to me, Ata Hanicha Ali. You said when the Jews sinned with the golden calf, you said, God, you said to me, okay, stand aside, Moses, and I'll wipe all the Jews out. What I grabbed onto you, I stopped you. But I realized that you were giving me an opportunity and telling me that the whole thing depends on me. That if I pray on them, then for the Jews that sin with the golden calf, then you'll have mercy on them. It depends on me. Similarly, so I thought I would do the same thing now, right? If back then I saved the Jews with my prayer, I thought maybe I could save myself. Let me come in. At Godlecha, this is God's greatness. Cain Walmart says, Ato Yigdal na koach Hashem. And at Yadcha, this is your right arm, God's right arm. She pshuta l'kol bo'olam, that it is open for all the creation. God, you provide for everybody, create everybody, enliven everybody. That's God's right arm. HaChazaka, what do you mean that you are powerful? That God, that sometimes you withhold your mercy. Kovesh barachamim, I'm sorry, that you withhold your severity. Kovesh barachamim at midas adin. You are powerful. What does it mean you're powerful? that you control yourself, God. Asher miyah b'shamayim, who's like you in heaven? It's not similar to, you're not similar to a regular king, God. Nothing is like you in the heavens and the earth. You're not like a regular king. A regular king has all sorts of advisors and ministers, and they can prevent him and convince him to do otherwise. But you, no one could stop you from doing whatever you want. Forgive me. You can forgive me and negate the decree. That's no problem. You're not going to have any feedback from people. There's not going to be any repercussions. Come on, God, let me go in. Simply it means that you've begun with your servant. You've begun to show me success. I won these battles with Sichon and Og. Like it says, see, I have begun to put in front of you. So if so, you began allowing me to win these battles. So let me win the battle over the 31 kings. There were 31 kings living in Israel that they owned lands that belonged to the Jews. They knew it belonged to the Jews. It was promised from the beginning of creation. And Moses was supposed to go in and conquer them. So he said, I've already begun conquering Sichon and Og. Let me go in and finish the job. Ebron, let me go over and I'll see this good land that's on the other side of the Jordan, this good mountain and the Lavonon. What is this Lavonon? This is the Beit HaMikdash. If Moses would have gone in, he would have built the Mikdash, and that would have been the good mountain. That's Jerusalem. So that God promised Moses that it's going to be, and Moses said, "Okay, let me do it. Let me be the one that does it." Hashem being God got mad at me because of you. They didn't listen to me, and he said, "That's enough. Don't speak to me about this anymore." Says Rashi. God got filled with anger. Because of you. Why? What do you mean because of you? You're the ones that caused me. You're the one that caused me. The Jews were the ones that caused Moses to strike the rock. It was desperate time. But also it says, Vayachzifu al mei meriva, vayira lamoshe ba'avuram. That the Jewish people got angry. Mei meriva, that was the same thing when they struck the rock. Rav lach shelo yomru arav kama kasher. God said to Moses, stop requesting, because people will say, wow, what a difficult God the Jewish people have. Right? Moses requested, says 515 prayers, the gematria, the numerical value of Etchanan. See, Etchanan, if you count out the letters, 6 and 1 and 400, etc., and the nun is another 100. So it comes out together 515. So people wouldn't say, okay, 550, after I got the 515, you said to me, that's enough. Enough. I'm not allowing you to go in. And I don't want people to say that I'm just being cruel to you, right? The Talmud, and also people won't say bad things about you, Moses. I'm telling you can't go in. What do you keep asking over and over again? There's another opinion. Another one. Shamor lecha, Rav tova tzafun lecha. It says there is a tremendous good which is hidden. It says Rav lach, enough for you. In other words, there's a lot is waiting for you. Moses, believe me. God has said to Moses, believe me. It's for your benefit. I'm not letting you in. There's a tremendous benefit which is waiting for you if I don't let you in. But what is this going to be? Then Moses will see the third temple. He'll be there for the future redemption. Go to the top of this mountain, look around, and you'll see west, north, south, east, and see the land, because you're not going to go there. What did you ask? God said, what did you request from me, Moshe? What did you say? Let me go in and see this land. Here, this is what Moses requested. Let me go over and see the land. God said, oh, that's what you wanted? You wanted to see the land? Ani Mara, I'll show you. I'll show you the whole land. He said he showed the whole entire land. But command Joshua, and he's going to take the Jews in. Joshua, ala terachot va'ala masaot. What does it mean? Command him about how much difficulty it's going to be, how much of a burden it's going to be, how many arguments there's going to be. And you should strengthen him with your words. Shelo yirech libo, that he shouldn't be afraid to say, Kashem shenanesh Rebbe aleim kam sofi lanesh. Maybe Joshua will say, just like Moses got punished, I'm going to get punished too. You know what? I don't want this job. Mavticho, and he says, God, don't worry, I'm promising. I'm promising Joshua that he'll take the Jews over and he will inherit the land. I'm not going to make any troubles. I won't make troubles for him like I did for you, right? You started the job and you didn't finish it. Joshua's going to start the job. He's going to finish the job that you started, Moses. Hu Yavor, it says he will go across the Jordan River with them. Even this, he's saying even more. God is telling to Moses that if Joshua goes in front of them, yinchalu, then the Jewish people will succeed. The im lav lo yinchalu, then it won't work. Ki ata motzi, kein ata motzi, you find the same thing when Joshua sent the people to war against this place called Ha'ai. Ha'ai. Joshua sat back and he sent everyone. It says, V'yakum em asher Ai. It says the people of Ai, they smote some of the Jews. It says that they did it because there was one per Achan that he did a sin over there. He took some of the spoil. He wasn't supposed to, but nevertheless, if Kivan Shenafal Panav, that Joshua was praying for the Jewish people, God said, Kum lecha, get up. You have to, you're standing in your place and just sending the Jews. Why you lo kacha marti? That's not what he said to Moshe. I said to Moshe that if you go over in front of them, then you'll win the battles. If not, then you're going to have trouble. They sat in a place called Mul Beis Peor, that they were right next to a place of idolatry. And nevertheless, now Yisrael, listen to these laws. Everything is forgiven to you. You Jewish people, you worship this weird god, which is called Baal Peor, with the daughters of Moab. Remember all the daughters of terrible thing with Pinchas and everything? As well, you worship idols. I'm forgiving you the whole thing. Ani lo zechiti limcholi. Moses said, God forgave you for all the sins that you did. But God is not forgiving me. What did I do? I just struck the rock. But that's what God decided. And now Yisrael, now Jews, Shema, understand, listen to these laws and these statutes that I'm teaching you to do in order that you will live and you will come and take over the land of Israel that God, the God of your fathers, has given to you. Don't add on to the words that I'm commanding you, and don't take anything off of it. You have to do the commandments of God that I am commanding you today. What does it mean? Don't add on. Don't add on like 5 paragraphs in the tefillin. Tefillin only have 4 pieces of parchment, and on them are written 4 different paragraphs. Don't add on another paragraph. And Chamishim meaning belulav. Maybe you want to add on another type of vegetation to the lulav. There's only 4 types: a lulav, an etrog, a hadas, and a arava. Don't decide you want to put on a rose or something like that. Don't do it. Chamesh tzitzit, or you want to put on 5 tzitzit on the corner of your garment. And also don't take away from the commandments. Don't make any less. Your eyes have seen what God has done to Baal Peor, right? How he destroyed Moab. That anyone that went after Baal Peor, God destroyed him from within you. But you that are clinging to God, Chayim Kucham Hayom. This we say every time you take out the Sefer Torah also. Those of you who are clinging to God, You are all alive till this very day. You are alive. What does it mean you're still alive? You have the sense to do, you have the sense to protect yourself and not trip up in this service of Baal Peor. Baal Peor was a very strange type of idolatry, but for some reason the Jews really liked it, and God took this desire away from them. That they didn't desire it anymore. So God promised them that you're not going to trip up in this Baal Peor anymore, even though there were others that they did trip up in, but it was quite miraculous that suddenly that desire was taken from them. Okay, let's now learn a little bit of Pirkei Avot.